Good evening, this is TCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninghoy Kim Kongsai. First, the headlines. Polling agents threatened during repoll in Hill District of Manipur, claim disquiet by candidates. 10 killed as 2 Malaysian Navy choppers collide mid-air during rehearsal. Kotu to observe Martyrs' Remembrance Day on May 3, 2024. News in detail. In a disturbing turn of events, 2 polling agents representing the INC candidate, Dr. Angomcha Bimolakoism, were reportedly threatened during a fresh poll conducted at 11 polling stations in Manipur's inner parliamentary constituency. The incidents, which occurred on Monday, have sparked concerns over the safety and integrity of the electoral process. According to KH Devabrata, the working president of Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee, MPCC, 2 polling agents stationed at Moirangkampu Sazep Upper Primary School and S. Ibobi Primary School in Kurai, SC were subjected to threats by unidentified individuals. One of the agents, Azid Kumar, received a menacing call from a mobile number wherein the caller issued a chilling threat implying imminent harm. Similarly, another agent, Ningthozam Sitalakshmi West, reportedly threatened through her family members while fulfilling her duties at Moirangkampu Upper Primary School polling station. MPCC promptly filed a written complaint with the returning officer RO regarding these distressing incidents, urging swift action to apprehend the perpetrators and ensure justice for the affected individuals. Devabrata condemned the actions as reprehensible and called upon the authorities to address the matter urgently. Furthermore, Devabrata accused the BJP of engaging in egregious malpractices during the ongoing Lok Sabha elections, including poll rigging, booth capture, and destructions of electronic voting machines (EVMs). He alleged that the BJP's tactics extended to threatening poll agents and orchestrating violence through armed henchmen, resulting in injuries to numerous individuals. In response to these allegations, MPCC submitted a complaint to the relevant authority, advocating for a fresh poll at 36 polling stations in Inner Manipur PC and 11 polling stations in Outer Manipur PC. However, the Elections Commission of India (ECI) issued a notifications for a fresh poll at only 11 polling stations in the Inner Manipur constituency. 2 helicopters of the Malaysian Navy collided mid-air while conducting rehearsal for a Royal Malaysian Navy celebration event. At least 10 crew members were aboard the 2 helicopters, Malaysian news media outlets reported. The crash happened near the Malaysian town of Lumut, which also houses a Navy base. Local media outlets have said that there are no known survivors. The footage of the clash and the subsequent crash, now going viral on social media, showed one of the helicopters clip the rotor of the other, leading to the crash. One helicopter crashed onto a running track and another crashed into a swimming pool nearby. The Perak Fire and Rescue Department confirmed to the Malaysian Free Press that 10 people have died following the crash in Lumut, Perak. The department was alerted to an emergency call at 9:50 a.m. regarding a helicopter incident at the Lumut Royal Malaysian Navy Stadium in Manjung, Perak. The department was quoted as saying by the news outlet, "They say that work is ongoing to retrieve the bodies of the dead." The Royal Malaysian Navy also released a statement where they say that 2 helicopters identified as models HOM M5033 and Vantage M5026 had collided and crashed at 9:32 a.m. local time. They say that the choppers were rehearsing for the Navy's 90th anniversary event, scheduled to take place from May 3 to 5. They further added that the HOM M5033 helicopter was carrying 7 people, and the remaining 3 were aboard the Phoenix M5026. All the victims were confirmed dead at the scene and were subsequently transported to the Lumut Royal Malaysian Navy-based military hospital for identification processes, the press release said. The nation's Navy said that a probe panel is being set up to investigate the incident. The Committee on Tribal Unity, COTU, is organizing a one-year Remembrance Day program on the coming May 3rd of Khongjom martyrs, who unfortunately fell prey under Métis atrocity in Imphal and its surrounding valley villages of Manipur. With regards to the program, the COTU would like to appeal to all the Khongjom community to abide by some rules and gestures. General Secretary of COTU, Lamilun Singh said that it has been almost a year now, but the Métis continue their atrocities upon the Khongjom community till today. In remembrance of the brave Khongjom martyrs, the Remembrance Day program will be convened at Southern Hills, Gangpokpi District Khongjom Martyr Cemetery, Paisang. General Secretary of COTU Lamilun Singh request and urge all to follow the following gestures. First, every Khongjom household in Southern Hills District should host a black flag at their residence on the 3rd of April. Second, at 7 p.m. in the evening of 3rd May, every Khongjom household shall light candles or bamboo torch. Also, the Khongjom citizens should light candle or bamboo torch along National Highway from Gamgipai to Tapov Kuki village and even in the bazaar areas. Third, at noon of May 3rd, there will be gun salute and candlelight vigil in honor of the brave martyrs. Fourth, all the Khongjom citizens are requested to wear only black dresses on the 3rd of May. Fifth, all the judges in Southern Hills District are requested to organize mass prayer program in their respective churches and to light candle or fire torches in front of their respective churches on the 3rd of May. Sixth, afternoon program, the COTU leaders will submit a memorandum to the Prime Minister through DC Gangpokpi in regards to our demand for separate administration. Seventh, on the first Remembrance Day, a total shutdown will be called upon the whole of Southern Hills Gangpokpi district, and all citizens should abstain from doing any business or personal works. On this day, all the attendees should hang a black flag on their vehicles. The Remembrance Day will be conducted from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and all the Khongjom citizens are requested to partake in the program. Many Manipur police who were assigned for election duty staged a demonstration at Imphal on Monday and refused to resume duty in Tamenglong district, which will go to the elections for the Outer Manipur Parliamentary Constituency reserved for scheduled tribes on April 26th. These striking police personnel, all belonging to the Métis community, fear for their lives in the Tamenglong district as they have to pass Gangpokpi district, predominantly inhabited by the Khongjom. The ongoing communal violence between the Khongjom and Métis has claimed the lives of over 222 individuals, including 9 policemen in the state. The Manipur government has issued an order for 260 police personnel for elections duty in Tamenglong, of which 197 belong to the Métis community. On Monday, the 197 police personnel staged a demonstrations in front of Ganapriya Women's College in Imphal, refusing to report to the officials concerned. Police personnel tasked with the elections duty in Tamenglong said, "We are not refusing our bounden duties. We are requesting the officials concerned to allot the elections duties at less vulnerable districts or locations." For the second phase of elections, Manipur will go to the polls on April 26 in 13 assembly segments of 8 districts located in the border areas of this tribe state. The first phase of elections for the Inner Manipur Lok Sabha seat and Outer Manipur Lok Sabha seat in 47 assembly segments was held on April 19 with 72% voting. For the outer seat, a total of 4 candidates, Indian National Congress, Naga People's Front, and 2 independents are in the electoral race. The district of Churachandpur distributed relief materials and a 1-week ration for the IDPs in Churachandpur today at Mini Secretariat Tuibong. In Tuibong Block Subdivision, there are 49 relief camps consisting of 6,673 inmates, and the following are distributed to them: 364 bags of rice, 77.7 bags of dal, 75 bags of potato, 20.6 bags of onion, 44.5 tins of mustard oil, and 6,866 pieces of egg. The relief camps in Tuibong subdivisions are under the maintenance of Kuki Kanglailong PKKL and Mar Youth Associations HYA. In Churachandpur subdivisions, there are 35 relief camps, 35 sheltering. 6,796 inmates are the following are distributed: 369 bags of rice, 78.5 bags of dal, 74.0 bags of potato, 79 bags of onion, 45 tins of mustard oil, 68.72 pieces of egg. And the relief camps are under the maintenance of local CSOs like JTYO, KKL, HYO, YMA, YPA, TCYA, YVA, TSO, SYO, and HYO respectively. In Psycho subdivision, there are 6 relief camps under the supervisions of YVA and HYA, and its shelter 909 inmates, and the following are distributed to them: 49 bags of rice, 10 bags of dal, 9.5 bags of potato, 6.6 tins of mustard oil, and 921 pieces of egg. In Singa subdivisions, there are 4 relief camps under the maintenance of YVA and SGT or SDO consisting of 1,038 inmates, and the following are distributed to them: 57 bags of rice, 12 bags of dal, 8.5 bags of potato, 3 bags of onion, 7.3 tin of oil, and 1,050 pieces of egg. In Sangaikot SNK subdivisions, there are 4 relief camps, and they are under the maintenance of GYO, KSO or SNK. And YVS sheltering 995 inmates, and the following are distributed to them: 55 bags of rice, 12 bags of dal, 11.5 bags of potato, 3 bags of onion, 6.5 tins of mustard oil, and 1,006 pieces of egg. In Koirenta Kuman Community Hall, there are 113 inmates under the maintenance of KYC, and the following are distributed to them: 6 bags of rice, 1 bag of dal, 1 bag of potato, 0.3 bag of onion, 0.3 tin of mustard oil, and 115 pieces of egg. The total number of inmates in the district is 16,624 kgs of onion, 110.7 tins of mustard oil, and 16,830 pieces of egg. The relief materials are handed out by the DC to the respective CSOs or philanthropic organizations, which they further deliver to the various relief camps under. The relief materials distributed by the DC for the IDPs in Churachandpur district since the beginning of the conflict includes 39,772 bags of rice, 9,015.7 bags of dal, 4,426 bags of potato, 3,048.3 bags of onion, 48,175.2 tins of cooking oil, 18,017 bags of mutton chana, 1,086.5 bags of sugar, 1,568 bags of Nutella, pumpkin 300 kgs, chili 1,524.5 kgs, mosquito net 2,901 pieces, salt 16,085.1 package 1 kg, cabbage 1,050 kgs, pineapple 470 pieces, tin fish 2,102 pieces, bed stitch 4,583 pieces, blanket 7,714 pieces, Pillow and pillow cover, 2,969 pieces. Mattress, 5,090 pieces. Thermals, 1,024 pieces. Emergency lamps, 807 pieces. Thermoflask, 7,116 pieces. Winter soles, 224 pieces. Oats, 2,134 package. Sushi, 3,516 package. Biscuit, 3,700 package. Mosquito repellent coil, 11,321 packets. Tea leaf, 14,000. 1,448.5 kgs. Nestogen or lactozin, 16,494 package. Salt, 73,264 pieces. Utensil set, 108 sets. Hygiene kit, 944 kit. Sanitary pad, pack of 4, 35,097 package. Diaper, 20,000. 2,07,196 pieces. Toothpaste, 180 grams. 36,377 package. Toothbrush, 30,235. Eggs, 3,26,252 pieces. Dustbin, 308 pieces. Bucket and mug, 1,070 pieces. Detergent or detergent bar, 400 grams. 58,906 pieces. Medicines and medical services through CMO. Adult diaper, 4,218 pieces. Drinking water through PHED tanker. Cerelac, 12,993 packets. Storage box or jumbo box, 3,231 pieces. Cornflakes, 427 package. Tarpaulin, 81 rolls. Smart TV, 51. Banana, 18,500 pieces. Turmeric powder, 375 grams. 642 packets. Batu, for babies, 30. And sports material includes football, 242. Volleyball and net, 63. Plastic ball for kids, 76. Carom board, 155. Chess, 95. Guitar and Ludo, 178. The non-consumables, sport materials, and baby foods were distributed by the nodal officers. The Cookie Chiefs and CSOs of Tingnopal meet with Chief Agent of INC 18 Lok Sabha elections, T. Mang Sing Soon at KWUHR office in Tingnopal district yesterday, the 22nd of April. Hai Mang, President Cookie MP Tingnopal gives a detailed report regarding the formations of elections committee and further asks the attendees to not personally meet agents or candidates without a notice of the elections committee. T. Mang Sing Soon, Chief Agent, INC, on behalf of the candidate, thank the people of Tingnopal for their support. Bagin Haukip, President ITLF, gave his respect to the martyrs and said that the reason why ITLF support plant a Congress candidate Alfred Arthur is because we want to save our hill tribal lands. On Kupao Haukip Political Affairs, KIM said that the Métis and NSC and IM had plans to genocide upon us. Let us stay together and prevent that from happening, he added. Tommy Secretary ITLF in his speech says that now is not the time to complain about our likes and dislikes. Instead, we should focus on how to win the war. Candidate Alfred's sister, Ating, in her speech says that we would work together to win over the BJP if we want to protect Christians and our tribal lands. She also thanked everyone for their support and participation. 69 polling personnel left for elections duty in the 2 Assembly constituency in Persol district today morning from Peace Ground to Ibong Charichampur district. Phase 1 of the Inner Manipur seat and Outer Manipur ST seat Lok Sabha elections was conducted on April 19th and on April 26, 2024. The second phase of Lok Sabha elections will be conducted and in Persol district votes will be casted at 55 Tepemuk SC and 56 Townlon AC, which consists of 78 polling stations. There will be 7 phases of elections in the whole of India, and votes will be counted on the 4th of June 2024. As per final electoral recording, there are 34,857 voters in Persol district, out of which 17,794 voters consisting of 8,903 male voters. and 8,891 female voters from 55 Tipemuk SC, and 17,063 voters comprising of 8,535 male voters and 8,528 female voters from 56 Tanglon AC. For the second phase of Lok Sabha elections, 234 polling officers will be on duty at Persol district. There are 13 critical and vulnerable polling stations as well. The polling officers and voting machines and instruments like EVM machine, ballot unit, control unit, and VVPAT to be used in the 55 Tipemuk will be airdropped in the morning of 23rd April by helicopter at Tuibong Peace Ground, Churchampur. For the second phase of Lok Sabha elections, 234 polling officers will be on duty at Persol district. There are 13 critical and vulnerable polling stations as well. The polling officers and voting machines and instruments like EVM machine, ballot unit, control unit, and VVPAT to be used in the 55 Tipemuk will be airdropped in the morning of 23rd April by helicopter at Tuibong Peace Ground, Churchampur. Today, the elections duty personnel and security for the 55 by 1 Jingmund, 55 by 2 Doltang, 55 by 3 Hengchung Punji, 55 by 4 Swang Pumun, 55 by 5 Tuisen, 55 by 6 Nungsik Punji, 55 by 7 Mulkang Tol, 55 by 8 Buang Mun, 55 by 9 Pai Bok Munte, 55 by 10 Sibapurikal, 55 by 11 Savampai, 55 by 12 Kangbor polling stations were airlifted using a helicopter. Today, 69 elections personnel set all for duty in 23 polling stations. Tomorrow, 24 April, 165 elections personnel will be set all for duty in 55 polling stations. For the 78 polling stations in Persol district, around 900 security personnel from Manipur Police, IRB, and Central Armed Police Force were sent for elections duty for the 18 Lok Sabha elections in the district. State-level Khongjom Day was celebrated today, the 23rd of April at Kebat Singh Hillok in Tobal District at Khongjom War Memorial Complex. Khongjom Day is celebrated in remembrance of the May Day warriors who lost their lives in the hands of the British in 1891 Anglo-Manipuri War. The Arambai Tingle led the masses during the program. Salutations of Khongjom War Memorial and L. Major Pauna Brajabasi statue was led by Chief Minister Remembrance Singh. The 1891 Anglo-Manipuri War, which was fought against the ruling Britishers, was fought at Khongjom, and among the Manipuri fighters, L. Major Pauna Brajabasi was one among who died. Anglo-Manipuri War of 1891, which was fought at Khongjom, has become a part of Manipur history. And at that time, Manipur was an independent princely state, so the British took it under its regime. Khongjom is around 35 kilometers away from Imphal, and many Manipuri warriors died during the Khongjom War. In remembrance of those Khongjom warriors, the Manipur government declares April 23rd as Khongjom Day and is celebrated every year. The Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department has issued notifications in light of the recent confirmations of African swine fever in Aizawl and 2 other districts. African swine fever (ASF) outbreak has been confirmed in Sampai, Saitwal, and Aizawl districts this year, with a total of 174 dead pigs and 68 pigs killed till April 22, 2024. Under the Prevention and Control of Infectious and Contagious Disease in Animal Act 2009 Sections 20, Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department has declared various villages and localities as infected area after the confirmations of the outbreak of ASF. At places declared infected area, export or import of pigs from the infected areas is strictly prohibited, including the sale or slaughter of healthy and sick pigs. Dead pigs are to be buried with lime powder. Mizoram was devastated by the spread of African swine flu in 2021, when several swine herd lost livestock worth over many crores. Dr. M. Zongmintangi, Deputy Director, Disease Investigations and Epidemiology, said that since African swine fever has already infected the state, outbreak of less severity will continue to take place. She added that the severity of the outbreak will be lessened as time passes. It is worth mentioning that between May 8, 2023 to April 22, 2024, 1,213 pigs have died from African swine fever in Mizoram, with 1,009 pigs killed. The Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, EMPO, has summoned an urgent Central Executive Council meeting scheduled for April 23 after effectively abstaining from the Lok Sabha elections on April 19. The gathering convened at CKS Hall, Tuensang headquarters from 10 a.m. onwards. As the meeting stands as an important one, the EMPO has raised instructions for specific members to be present during the same, said India Today Northeast. The organization has asked the tribal president and general secretary alongside respective CEC members, the president of the frontal organizations, and secretary, general secretary with office bearers, and a minimum of 3 representatives from federating units to participate in the meeting. The executive secretary and respective Eastern Baptism Associations, TOC team, and EMPO advisors have also been asked to attend the meeting compulsorily. In response to the showcase notice issued by the Nagaland Chief Electoral Officer, CEO, EMPO clarified that the primary objective of the public notice declaring the shutdown was to preempt potential disturbances in the Eastern Nagaland region and deter anti-social elements from instigating law and order issues. Coming to national news, Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Monday said that neither would the Congress Party ever come to power, nor would laws such as the Citizenship Amendment Act and the 3 criminal laws ever be revoked. He was responding to remarks made by former Home Minister and senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram on Sunday in Kerala that the CAA would be repealed in the first sessions of Parliament if the India bloc came to power. Shah said Congress leaders were talking about abolishing those laws that empower the common people of the country and protect their rights. Blinded by the politics of appeasement, the Congress has lost its nerve upon seeing its crushing defeat in the first phase, the Home Minister said. He said that to the CAA, the priority of the Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) government was to provide Indian citizenship and secure the rights of persecuted members of the Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Christian, Sikh, and Parsi communities from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. This law represents the fundamental principles of the Constitution. P. Chidambaram is insulting the dreams of the architects of the country's independence who advocated for these laws by talking about scrapping them. CAA is the nation's law, and it ensures that no one can stop citizenship from being granted to the brothers and sisters of Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Christian, Sikh, and Parsi communities who have suffered religious persecutions and come to India. The Congress is hell-bent on harming Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Christian, Sikh, and Parsi communities to appease its vote bank, he said. The Home Minister added that by abolishing 150-year-old law, the BJP has, for the first time in India's history, attributed Indianness to the legal system, but the Congress still did not want to abandon its mentality of slavery. Therefore, these people are objecting to these laws, which are fragrant in the country's soil, while the justice system of the country is praising them openly, Shah said. Recently, a report published on the official website of Hong Kong's Food Regulatory Authority, Center for Food Safety CFS, on April 5 mentioned that 3 spice products in India have cancer-causing chemicals that contain a pesticide known as ethylene oxide. Here's all you need to know about this shocking report. The report food regulators in Hong Kong and Singapore released a report in the first week of April and warned the masses to avoid eating spices products from India, as they were tested with cancer-causing substances, ethylene oxide. The list of spices include 3 spice products from 2 big Indian companies, MDH and 1 from Everest, that have exceeded the permissible limit of chemicals. However, the companies haven't responded to the report of levels exceeding the permissible limit. The spices and cancer-causing substances, the International Agency for Research on Cancer has classified ethylene oxide as a Group 1 carcinogen. Hong Kong's Food Regulatory Authority say that 3 spice products of MDH, Madras curry powder, spice blend from Madras curry, sambar masala, mixed masala powder, and curry powder, mixed masala powder, along with Everest fish curry masala, contains a pesticide, ethylene oxide. The study was conducted under its routine food surveillance program. The CFS took the products from 3 retail outlets in Hong Kong. The test results showed that the samples contain a pesticide, ethylene oxide, said to a CFS spokesperson. As per a report by IANS, it was mentioned that the regulator instructed the vendors to stop the sale and remove from shelves the affected products. According to the pesticide residues in Food Regulation CFP 132 cm, food for human consumption containing pesticide residue may only be sold if consumption of the food is not dangerous or prejudicial to health. An offender is liable to a maximum fine of $50,000 and imprisonment for 6 months upon conviction, the CFS spokesperson said. As per CFS noted that investigations are ongoing and appropriate actions may be initiated in the matter. Meanwhile, the Singapore Food Agency SFA also ordered a recall of Everest fish curry masala due to the presence of ethylene oxide at levels exceeding the permissible limit. According to Times of India, the SFA posted a release on its website on April 18 that said it has directed the importer SP Mutia and Sons Pte Ltd to recall the products. The recall is ongoing. The SFA mentioned in the report that ethylene oxide is not fit for consumption, but it used to fumigate agricultural products to prevent microbial contaminations. However, under Singapore's food regulations, ethylene oxides can be used in the sterilization of species. It was also mentioned that there is no immediate risk to consuming foods with low levels of ethylene oxide. But the carcinogenic properties of this pesticide may trigger cancer cells on prolonged consumptions and may lead to health hazards in the long run. As per the SFA, noting that exposure to the substance should be minimized as much as possible. Many spices such as turmeric, cinnamon, and cloves are rich in antioxidants, which help neutralize harmful free radicals in the body, reducing oxidative stress and inflammations. There are spices including ginger, garlic, and cayenne pepper that possess anti-inflammatory properties and can help alleviate inflammations in the body, potentially reducing the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, arthritis, and certain types of cancer. They also aid digestion by promoting the production of digestive enzymes, reducing bloating, gas, and indigestion, and soothing the digestive tract. International news. The U.S. State Department's annual Human Rights Assessment found significant abuses in India's northeastern Manipur state last year, and attacks on minorities, journalists, and dissenting voices in the rest of the country. Manipur has seen fierce fighting between its tribal Kuki-Zo and majority Meitei populations after a court order a year ago suggested the Kuki's minority privileges be extended to the Meitei. More than 200 people have been killed. The State Department report said over 60,000 people were displaced between May and November in Manipur. There was no immediate comment on the report from the Indian Embassy in Washington. In the rest of India, the State Department reported numerous instances in which the government and its allies allegedly pressured or harassed media outlets critical of the government. For example, the Income Tax Department searched the BBC's offices in early 2023 after it releases a documentary critical of Hindu nationalist Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian government said at that time the search was not vindictive. Reporters Without Borders ranked India at 161 out of 180 countries on its Press Freedom Index in 2023, the country's lowest position ever. The US assessment said religious minorities in India reported discriminations, including calls for violence and spread for misinformation. Modi, who is in favor to win a record-equaling third time in an elections underway until June 1, denies the abuse of minorities and says his policies aim to benefit all Indians. Human rights groups allege the climate has deteriorated under Modi. They point to rise in hate speech, the revoking of Muslim-majority Kashmir special status, a citizenship law that the UN calls fundamentally discriminatory, and the demolitions of Muslim properties in the name of removing illegal construction. While the US report hit on themes similar to recent years, political analysts say that Washington is restrained in its public criticism of New Delhi because the US hopes India will act as a counterweight to an expansionist China.
Christian and also from the northeast of India, what I'm trying to bring it here is that the real reason, the cause of the ethnic clash between the two communities. It is very easy to have a propaganda to put like a victim role, and I think the Western media, not only the Western but also the East, are very good at doing that. So what we are here is to say that this has a complex issues. It's not only about religion, yet religion somehow ended up being one of it, but the cause and the reason of this is between the community group, Meitei, which is a majority, occupied into the area that they have is 11% of the Meitei Valley, the Imphal Valley, which they occupied. So I think as a community, as a Meitei, if I were a Meitei group, and we are almost overpopulated the area, and the whole area of the tribal community, which is also the hill, which is about 90% of the entire Manipur, it belongs to either the Kuki or the Naga tribes. And unfortunately, with the case of Manipur, it's hard because I would be sided Kuki, but I want to be partial here because Kuki are my people. But at the same time, the reasons that putting Christian versus Hindu, because not all Meitei are Hindu. Majority are Hindu, but not all of them are Hindu. The same goes for the Kuki. Majority are Christian, but not all of them are Christian. Like myself, I used to have indigenous, my tribe used to worship something else. The British colonized us, sent missionaries. I'm very thankful that I'm Christian and I'm a progressive Christian. However, a lot of ethnic problem in the Northeast, the consequence is the religion, but not the true cause. So I think here it is so important that highlighting the reasons why ethnic between two majority and a minority happen in an era that is still happening. We are still suffering the post-colonial, the British divide and rule policy. So I think highlighting that is crucial as an Indian, and also highlighting the diversity in the northeast of India. We are all of different tribals, different ethnic group, having a little bit fight between ourselves, but we all stem from the same, even especially with the geopolitics on the border between Myanmar and Bangladesh. There's so many tribal area, and not just Western media or someone vested party cannot just say that, oh, a minority Christian is being killed or prosecuted based on this and that without an actual cause. So I think it is important to highlight the true reason of what is happening there.
That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.